A very good morning it is to you guys. So today we decided to actually start 1 minute early at 9:59 because we missed you guys so much.
Yes,
So
of
we
course.
decided that let's not hold it any further. We want to start talking to our people.
Yes, yes, and we had an open mic. We had arrows before, just seconds before. We were singing Boys to Men, Down and Me, but yeah, someone cut us off, and it's okay.
Because abafuna ubona abantu
Yeah.
abamnyama baphumelela. That's just how the person is.
Black people bring you down.
You know, a very good morning it is to you guys and welcome to the Super Makodova, yes, show that is called It Community Connect. And as usual, we are actually connecting the people of and this community and actually and so that doesn't mean we're allow community out of us. We are at the end of the day. So that's the whole thing that okay? Once you do it at home, the phone calls kind of the other thing. Even if it's like not in
And people of Melville, Africa, Johannesburg, and people of Community Connect, we have news for you. Yesterday, someone went to church.
guys, and I'm so proud of myself that I even dreamt about angels. So I went to church yesterday. Whoa, and guys, the message that I got at church yesterday, while they were preaching, the pastor actually says that the greatest and simplest prayer is just one word. Even if you don't have a lot of things to say.
That is
But
powerful.
just Jesus, prayer, be done. But just calling out his name, prayer like Jesus, be done. So I felt like the message yesterday was just talking to you. It's like that's the guy who told me to move us forward. And I was going to say there's a difference between happiness and joy. Joy is eternal and happiness. You don't want to live about low or something. That's the happiness. But once you blow the money, like affluence, the happiness is done. But actually, joy is eternal. And once you find joy in Jesus and in God, you have eternal peace and eternal joy. You understand? No one can ever disrupt emotions or the yakho. That's just how it is.
I just bring from you like the definition. I thought it's one of the things, honestly. And I also went to church.
Churchy, like guys. It's churchy, though.
But then my church was different. It wasn't like church. I just went to the house of God on Saturday. I accompanied my kids. I was spiritual, but and you think it had so much walking hands. For me, it was like, this is at home. It is at home.
And for the fact that you actually love sleeping. The bodies have changed, guys. Changing everything. You went to church.
Even yesterday, I felt like like, I'm like, it's something, but my sleep was different.
It was. Guys, the sleep is different compared to other sleep. I went to church, I'm not discouraging those that you go to church because prayer still remains prayer. And your loyalty and faith towards the Holy it still remains the same. You understand? Exactly, And people need to know what is a Monday morning today. And one word I'm actually going to be telling you is that God will always be the same God as yesterday, as tomorrow, as in the future. And a change, you understand? So whatever situation you are going through, do not forget Kuka and that. Because only he can actually turn on the table. Just like we do with the show Lela. But I think he's the one that gives us the power to actually make the things that have to be done in the show.
And the nicest thing is, I think we can actually welcome people from the weekend with a gospel song. I mean, we have I Testify as a gospel song. So I think the people.
Why not testify?
Because we've already given our testimonies. We've
Yes.
testified already about our weekend, and it was God filled. I do not want to lie.
It was amazing, guys. And look how so actually, after I testify, I think that we can actually play it. That song is actually talking about God. Because there is no one in the world or on earth that can ever love you like God. there is no one. Ngisho indoda yakho ne-boyfriend yakho la uhleli khona usitshela ukuthi iyakuthanda, yes iyakuthanda, but that person can never love you like God. So let's testify, guys. I think a lot of us have testimonies for the weekend. So if you have anything to share with us, please testify with us and share it with us on TikTok. And if you guys are live streaming or ufuna ukutshela abantu abazabantu, they can also catch us through iLOVE.melville.LIVE, you know. So let's actually testify and then let's connect more after this.
what you have on. There's no need for you to be afraid, 'cause I will be here. I'll hold your hand when you're ready to go. I'll take you there, Ooh, come on, baby. Oh, la 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 la. I'll take you to a place where we can lose ourselves. Our bodies hit the ground, we're rolling round and round, chest upon chest. When you look into my eyes, I feel your soul come alive. Look into my eyes, release your love deep inside of me.
Song that's called I Testify. I'm sure a lot of people have got great things to testify. I mean, God always has a way of revealing and showing himself in whatever situation that we are going through.
In the smallest ways. In the smallest ways,
Exactly.
God just shows his face. From waking you up in the morning, that is,
Guys,
a testimony on
from
its
having a
own.
roof under your head. Absolutely. You understand? There's people that are sleeping estradine and everything like that. So God always has a way. And that was the house victims, Othandula Nyuga Pezu. We weren't playing it for our love beds. No, we're actually playing that song for God. Because you can be in a relationship, but there is no one that can ever love you. Like our God.
The way Prachi loves us.
You know, he
That's
loves
something-
us, guys.
If there's anything constant, it's God's love.
It is.
It's undying, unchanging, and it's just always there.
And if you haven't realized that now, I think it's about time you think about ilife yakho. Change your life yakho, because they
And it can be so
semuva ngesyllabus.
overwhelming.
Ongakazi uNkulunkulu, ungakazi nothando lakhe. If you haven't experienced it, hayi usemuva ngesyllabus, shem. Change her. uphaphama uphile esikhathi
Loyal
samanje.
usile. If you haven't experienced God's love, usile. I mean, God shows you each and every single day, every single second that you breathe, that I love you, my child. You know? You see the Shamozosi, I'm not usile. Usile, man.
So it is actually a shout out to Upra God and thanking him for everything. So now guys, this weekend on Saturday it was actually cloudy, it was actually raining and everything like that.
It was
You
cold.
understand?
It was mad cold.
And in everything that's happening in our world, I feel as if this is more we actually need to be thinking and actually acknowledging God. I mean, on Saturday,
Mhm.
guys, it was raining and my floods now have started again at KZN.
Yeah.
You understand? So with everything that's happening at KZN, it makes you think about everything that it could be some sort of a punishment because of the things that people are doing.
That mankind is doing.
Exactly. So Mother Earth is actually now repaying back. We understand because if you guys heard Istori Saga Namhla, who was actually shot 9 times
By the boyfriend.
by the boyfriend,
That lady was so
on social
beautiful.
media and on Facebook, there were pictures of her body whereby I don't know if the guy was actually what he was hitting her with or he was burning her or what
Did
happened.
you see the bruises? Her eyes, on her legs.
Sure.
No,
It was sad.
so
It
terrifying.
was sad. And in this story saga Buntle, the 8-year-old girl from Mpumalanga, who was actually raped and killed. She was actually chopped into pieces. And behind that story, they found out that her neighbor, who is actually a woman, is actually behind all of this. She actually went to go confess. So it actually makes you think that in everything that's happening right now, it could be because of what people. I mean, sesiphila kuSodoma neGomora kahle kahle now, where people don't actually even respect other people, where people don't even actually, where people think they have the right to take away your breath or life.
I mean, it's only God who's died. To give you life and actually take it away. And then if Gina says you're basically taking away God's job. And then who are you to do that?
And as Amanye Amakhola would say today, it's that time Jesus is coming back.
Revelations is unfolding.
Exactly. And about it, that haven't accepted and acknowledged him for when he is coming. Happy are those that have actually accepted and acknowledged him for the day when he is here. They will rejoice and find eternal peace and joy.
But then when it comes to Yolanda Bund, I think we need to talk about it in the second hour, honestly, because I still want to know more about it because I haven't actually looked into it that much. But I believe it's alarming and it's shocking.
The shocking things that happen within a short period of time. I mean, we get only as we don't count it Friday as a weekend.
It's only Saturday.
Sunday. And in today's Monday. But the amount of things that have happened.
I saw I saw it on my friend's phone. She was showing me like how can you stay in this? I'm like, some women, when they're abused, they take the blame.
Even on Facebook, there's people that are saying, but women are stupid. I mean, if a guy hits you for the first time, you need to pack your things and go. We women always hope for change and we always see better in people.
Change.
Just like when we do something wrong in our parents have never packed up and left us. They kept hoping and praying, no, she or he will change. We understand. So that's why people are actually staying in abusive relationships. And some other people, it's always family able to blame. You find your mother being the one that knows that you're actually in an abusive
being
relationship.
abused,
You
and
go
still,
tell your mom, and then she says, that's what they always say. We understand. And I think that people need to watch Darren Jan. Darren Jan is actually educating women about that now. There's Ikaratiaga Snee who just recently got married. She's being abused and she's pregnant, being abused by the husband. So Darren Jan is also trying to send out a message and everything to people. For people need to know that there is all kinds of help to actually get and receive, it is always better and worth it breaking the silence than actually living in that situation because most of abantu besifazane, they don't like it. They don't make it out alive. Just like Unamsa,
And that is my true. And like our guest said on Friday that you don't need to be silent.
You don't need to be
Abuse
silent.
you don't need to be silent about it.
You know what I'm thinking, Sky?
Mhm.
I'm thinking that starting from today on a daily basis on our show, before we leave, we actually call out our number
Rapport.
for any platform where people can actually get help.
Yeah.
People need to get help. We even call out our number for Abantwana. If you know as a kid that it's a situation happening at home, do not be silent about it. Hamba uye emaphoyiseni or go to a child line to go report this situation because it's totally out of control, guys. We are losing women and kids every day.
That is very much true. And I think right now we've talked like we always do. Yeah, we've seen seven ways to Kuluma and connecting to the people. But nevertheless, we do have a great topic, an interesting topic to talk about, which is people who are actually born with two genitals. There are people.
And I want to give examples.
Okay,
You know the world that we live in, guys. Then remember Usiara? No. Ban. Kester. Ban. The Kester. Yes, Kester Simin. Is it Kester? Or Kesper?
Casta.
Kester. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kester, guys. Then. So Usiara, I remember when I was in high school, Sky. You know Usiara, if you've seen her videos, the way she dresses and everything, but please see, she's
so boyish.
muscular, So I don't know if it's true. There is actually a story behind all of that. That she was actually born with two private parts, and then when her parents actually noticed it, then she had one cut off, which was the main one that was cut off, and then she became a girl, and then with Ukasta, ne, they also said that, but with regards that if people remember when she was actually, I think it was the first time as well Kishima Olympic or something. They even took a mom at the yak and everything to go get it tested to see what's happening because there was suspecting that she's running in a woman's thing race, right? But then
She's a man.
she's a man.
There was speculation that she's a man.
Exactly. So
And even now,
even now,
because I remember, I think it's recent, if it's not last year or something, last year, where she was stopped or was it banned to running for the Olympics because she has too much testosterone in her body. So basically, she has the power and the will of a man. That's what actually happened. And with her, it's not like that. With her, she was actually born as a woman, as a girl, with Casta. Casta was actually born as a girl, just that she was more
the
masculine.
hormone
Yeah.
of my daughter. You understand?
Because even when you look at her and when you talk to her, how she talks, it's more masculine than femininity. But there are people who are born with two genitals, and they're called, well, and nowadays it's called intersex. And then for a biological term, it's called hermaphrodite. Ne? Hermaphrodite. Hey, guys, I don't know. How would you take it if you give birth to a baby with two? Do you choose Uguti, which one do they have to be Mawakuna?
Yeah, I mean, guys, if we actually look at that, if you remember with Theo,
Okay,
with Pumshak,
oh yeah,
that
yeah.
guy was beautiful. That guy was beautiful, guys. If you remember with Theo. And Nomzimbawa, he was a little chubby and everything. So people always thought this is a girl. You understand? Maybe he was also born with two private parts and then it was changed. We never know. But then I think that we also need to also realize that there is other male people that are actually hot,
Who are beautiful.
beautiful
Not,
guys,
not handsome, beautiful.
beautiful, and that person is a normal guy. But my question is, does that person actually have I'm a female hormones inside flowing? Because men aren't supposed to be beautiful guys, but
Yeah, I
you
refuse.
find beautiful people.
I refuse. That's when you actually find metrosexual men who, you know, who are more cleaner than women who are, hey, who's cleaner man? in a way,
And
and
must be tall,
you know, puff and shine and
yeah,
everything.
that
You
kind of
know,
a guy.
yeah, that's those are metrosexual men. They are straight, set, bona. Yeah, they are more. Yeah, that's man. They're beautiful. They take care of themselves more than an ordinary man does. And for people abazalwe, two sexes. Let me just say, I one question that I had someone asked me, Oti, if they're not operated or immediately after birth, they don't change or pick a gender for them. Which genital do they use for urinating?
Both. Njani? Gosh, if they press, they want to go to the bathroom, they use both. I mean, such a topic, guys, it makes you have a lot of questions and wonders, because I once came across a woman, ne? About a jab. So
They are women.
they are, and guys, it is apparently if you're a woman that has a beard, that is a dangerous woman. They can actually kill you. That's why they say that. And if you are a man that is married to that woman, the man is actually gonna die first.
Madam, men die first in most
That's
cases.
what
Have
they
you
say.
noticed? Once we grow up and all that, men, why? Why do men die first? Okay, I know this is out of context, but then why? And maybe it's medically proven somehow that women live longer. I see Bogota. We
One way.
ambagotos.
One way.
We ambagotos.
One way. So this lady, I'd like to remain her to remain anonymous, right? She had a beard, and then up until today, she's struggling to have kids because she has never had any. She has never actually went through her menstrual cycle. You understand? So even the hormones that she has, I think she's got. I'm a hormones. I'm a male.
Testosterone.
Exactly. That's why she doesn't have her periods. So does that actually make her a man? Because she wasn't born with two. No, she was actually born with one.
I think the genitals are what identifies gender, man.
Mm.
And if she was born with one, then she is what she was born with. It's just the hormones that are different. That's the only thing. And from what I heard, if a woman, then, when it comes to intersexes, if a woman has two hormones, that's when they're able to produce a kid that is intersex, a baby who has two genitals.
So it becomes actually a genetic thing.
Kinda. I think I don't want to say genetic mutation, but yeah, definitely some flexibility in the hormones there. Hi guys, when it comes to I'd love to meet a person who's in intersex, didn't go through the surgeries and everything. I have
So
I have
guys,
so many questions.
you know what? Today,
I want to so funding.
like as we're talking about this, because we're actually like telling you guys things that we know, things that are actually true. Not that everything on Google is true, but if Google will never mislead us. So we actually do research here so that we can actually bring you guys quality things. So on Google it says that what does an intersex look like? So I don't think I'd like to read the first one. The first, I don't think I'd like to read the
I
first
think
one.
the first one is censored.
Yeah, it's censored. So I'd like to read. No, even the second one I don't like. Even the third one I don't like to read. Even the first. No,
So everything.
everything. I don't want to read anything. Because we are at the end of the day a community and a family radio station. So would like kids to also listen to us and everything like that. So it's sensitive.
So basically, their genitals abnormal.
Yeah.
That's what it means. And Maha, like you googled them, you made a research about what do they look like. This answer does not actually tell you what they look like. We want the physique on how they look. Maybe the physique is what actually tells you. Yeah, come to think of it that way. The physique is what actually tells you. Because I remember seeing, is it a documentary or was it a movie? I can't even remember. But the child was an intersex, man. And then she
That's tough.
showed more
Yeah,
characteristics
as
of
a
a
kid,
girl
yeah.
and
Back
everything.
welcome.
So the parents
Very
let the
genitals.
kid decide on what
Genitals.
she wants to be.
Oh, keyboard
They didn't actually decide
people
what
born with
no,
two genitals.
our baby is
Like,
going to be a boy
young.
or our baby is going to.
But was
The kid actually decided. The kid
Okay, two.
showed
Oh,
more female,
okay, yeah,
feminine
makes sense.
characteristics
Not
where she
Nikinani,
liked dresses, she liked
Nikinani, like
what's
the
this, dolls and
like
everything,
the
you know.
identical,
So she would actually apparently she had a problem when it comes to going to the yeah, like especially to crèche. You know, she got bullied. Oh, why do you have two things? It was a thing like that. So they stopped actually taking her to daycare and homeschooled her in a way.
So now a question that I have is, how do these people actually fit in into our society and communities? You know, because we are living in a world that is actually full of discrimination, living in a world that is actually here to judge other people. You know, do you actually keep it as a secret? And then, oh, what
You
happens?
know, when it comes to that, if we, I'd advise people to actually not, if you're an introvert, I would advise a person not to actually disclose it to just anyone. Because you disclose it to me, you think Uti, you can trust me. But to say in the Wednesday too, I'm there
But tell
being hyped up.
people.
I'm like, ah, you know. So you can't just disclose such things to anyone.
That's the
Not
reality
anyone, not
of the
everyone
world we live in.
is knowledge in a way. Not everyone is open-minded. Let me just say.
And you know, one more thing, Sky, is people need to know Uguti, such things happen. I mean, especially as African people, if your parents, especially Mama, knows, Makelone wa muyenze so people start blaming it on witchcraft. No,
I was gonna
Makelone,
say
you bought
that.
the baby and paying a call, starting
You're
pregnant.
pregnant.
Yeah, you know.
Utumkalile lo.
There's no such.
It'll be like that. I don't got lead. Okay, this is
And actually, guys, such things happen. I mean, look at it this way. I'm sure a lot of people know this movie called on 10. Remember that movie?
Yeah,
On 10?
I know wrong time.
People like that actually do exist in real life. They actually are born. I just do not remember what that genetic something error, whatever that they
So
have.
do they also feed on human flesh?
Yes, they feed on.
Cannibalism, I think. No, cannibalism. You? Eh, young too, sir. No,
So a lot of things are
I'm
happening.
uncomfortable right now to think I like things like hiking and all that. Kamanga sing Tati road trip and going to the forest and everything, and then actually bump into the wrong ten. I think it's the feeling.
So a
I think it's a
question that we
bicycle.
actually have is that, is this actually a genetic error? You know, like, so like an example I'll give is, you know, albino, right? Apparently albino is when you are lacking some sort of pigment lamine.
Yeah,
Pigment lamine, right?
Melanin.
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 So
Melanin.
that was English, guys. So that yeah, and then that.
Melanin.
So now imagine with people that are born like this.
Apparently, yeah, it says
It's
that
a genetic error or some sort of,
what causes a person to be.
or your chromosomes or
Yeah. It says the person has the chromosome of a woman, the ovaries of a woman, but externally, which is outside, the genitals appear as a male. So in most cases for intersex, it's like that. You appear, okay, no, internally you are a female. Externally you are a male, but then also born with a female Ndondon. You know? So I think it's something, yeah, within the chromosomes. Not where it's genetic. I don't think it's
yeah,
genetic.
it's within the chromosomes. About X, Y.
And apparently out of
But which chromosome do we blame? The X or the Y?
not bringing that. Bring that. But then apparently one of 100 people is actually born with, like, born in intersex, born with
So it's actually a
hermaphrodites.
rare case.
Yeah, but it's there. It's not something you're like maybe one in a million. Mind you, 100 is yeah, 1 in 100. Let's say 1,000 people. So basically, how many? 10 people are actually born with it.
Actually born
And
with it.
it's not something you find anywhere. Honestly, I don't think there's something you can say. I like South Africa or custom. I know you
It's
don't.
rare.
Yeah?
It's rare. Yeah, it's rare. I've never heard of it. Maybe there are people that actually like want to keep everything private because of bangafuni exposure, or because of the world. Ish, guys, the world is actually a cruel place, so that's why they actually want to keep it quiet and everything like that. So I guess that would actually like to go to a song, and then we'll continue the
Yeah.
topic here to after that. So I think that it's a Monday, ne? And being it a Monday, especially after the weekend, is Pumaguyo. We're not in the mood of chiva, man, guys, today. Serious things are happening, apparently. We understand. So we're actually in a mood of adjusting and digesting to everything that's happening in Mhlabeni. So any song that is a great song
I
that
think
would actually like to give people the motivation.
Bambelela will do.
Bambelela will actually
Bambelela
do,
will
you know. Kusho ukuthi we as a country also need to sibambelele.
Yes.
Abazali bakanamhla, abazali bakabuntle, and every person that is actually going through a situation, kumele babambelele, So yeah, let's actually do that, and then let's connect more after this.
90 Max.
A young boy, you cool and look shiny with no role models. Not even anyone could show morals. 4 months old, English, he says he independent. All on the road, Sapa, parents. Yeah, turn up and let's be responsible while we do it. The smile and the look in their eyes when I buy them new kids. Like Wanye Morris and the rest of the bros. Family over everything till the end of the road. Somebody tell him it's over, it's over, it's over for my enemies. Tell him it's over, tell him it's over. They keep on wasting on their energy. From a son to a mama, this got me thinking my mama unkulisile to be the man I am. Took me away from the drama. Namhlanje I'm a better man. Namhlanje umzansi wonke treats me like a veteran. Bengisogola yeah I knew kodwa uNkulunkulu had a better plan.
Ngesikhathi seyinkinga makuphela mathinga, just keep your hopes high. You gotta keep on keeping on, just keep on holding on. You gotta keep on keeping on, just keep on keeping on.
Pay attention to everything that's around you. Ubega bank and scheming without you won't even count you. Ebusweni pretend on your back they talking about you. But busy but beyond they plans won't even pronounce you. Hey, all you need to do uktempo phezulu. Baba yafana ukuthembiliche nokuthemba umuntu. Focus on kusasa lakho how to make it better. Wake up from your ashes clever. You need to get it together. Kube kuye phambili, no other alternative. Impilo engcono is what we tryna live. Sifuna lo mnotho, and that's just how it is. And sipusha non-stop, doing it for the kids.
Just keep on holding on. You gotta keep on keeping on. Just keep on keeping on. Akukho kudlula ukubambelela ngesikhathi seyinkinga makuphela mathinga. Just keep your hopes high. Gotta keep on keeping on. Just keep on holding on. You gotta keep on keeping on. Just keep on keeping on. Akukho kudlula ukubambelela ngesikhathi seyinkinga makuphela mathinga. Just keep your hopes high. You gotta keep on keeping on. Just keep on holding on. You gotta keep on keeping on. Just keep on keeping on.
toxic. Like, you keep acting like this, I'm gonna have to move on to a new joint. Flapper's voice. Move on to a new joint. See, I could find another bitch that have my newborn. Move on to a new joint. See, I could find another bitch that have my newborn. See, I'm coming from the trenches. Any other day I could get picked up. And if I move on, that's because you got me pissed off. I only share my secrets with my demons. And if a nigga run up, then my clothes just start to squeezing. Move on to a new joint. See, I could find another bitch that have my newborn. Move on to a new joint. See, I could find another bitch that have my newborn. Once I walked up in the party, got you dancing on me. Man, this song gon' be long if you feeling lonely. Ho, you listen to my song, so you think you know me. You could pick out what you want, cause them drinks is on me. Matter of fact, let's go party on the weekend. Baby girl, your body looking like a Cuban. Baby, you don't answer calls, what you doing? Baby, you don't answer calls, what you doing? It's the way you move your body, got me curious. These bitches, they be broke, so they envious. You ride it like Fast and the Furious. Your head game so stupid, I'm delirious. Baby, are you serious? Where was you when I was just tearing up? Fuck you so good, make you yell out go. Heard you try to play me, baby, that's a no. It's the way you move your body, got me curious. These bitches, they be broke, so they envious. You ride it like Fast and the Furious. Your head game so stupid, I'm delirious. Move on to a new joint. See, I could find another bitch that have my newborn. Move on to a new joint. See, I could find another bitch that have my newborn. See, I'm coming from the trenches. Any other day I could get picked up. And if I move on, that's because you got me pissed off. I only share my secrets with my demons. And if a nigga run up, then my clothes just start to squeezing. Move on to a new joint. See, I could find another bitch that have my newborn. Move on to a new joint. See, I could find another bitch that have my newborn.
A double play. And the first one was Untugza with a Bambelela. And the second one was Flat Push.
Move on.
Move on.
Move on.
Flat. Yeah? Move on.
I like the message. Move on.
Move on, guys. Move on. For whatever situation you are going through, move on. That's just how life is. Move on. I think that can actually be our motivation for today. Telling people, yeah, people need to move on, guys. Yeah. If you are in a situation that doesn't make you happy, if you are in a situation that is actually making you waste, like that's wasting your time, Puma uhambe, move on. Starting afresh is not a sin.
You know, when you talk about moving on, I saw this video where a guy said, "Tina Katero move on, so no, move on, guys, good news, move on."
Move on. Which is why we have these women killed Langapang. Just because they are scared of breaking the silence and moving on. Guys, know about nabantwana abayi-10. If isoulmate yakho ikhona, ozokuthanda akuhloniphe, that guy will definitely take you with all of those kids. You understand? Move on. Stay away from uncomfortable situations.
Yeah, I think most people stay in uncomfortable situations because they think no one will accept me like this.
There's no
Only
such.
this person, no wonder Uncle Meza Ganji. You know?
Because you're untanda. There's no such. Move on. Yo. Every day. Aphuhuzane nawe. Ubuse buze bube yi-rectangle yena. Move on. Guys, that's what people need to know. You know,
when you're able to turn into a serious, into a joke. No, man. No. Absolutely not.
So, welcome back, guys. Yeah, so we're still talking about people that are actually born with. I'm an inter-ex, guys. Intersex. I'm just all over, guys. So, but yeah, that's just what it is, guys. And I actually would have loved to have someone talking or commenting or saying anything about this, but unfortunately, guys, today the topic Lena is just between us, and then on TikTok would like to also hear our views. Even if you guys can reply to it on a Wednesday, we can still read it on a Wednesday. You know, so intersex is actually people that are born with male and female characteristics. You know, so that's just what they are.
I think, if you are maybe parents and everything, and maybe you're hoping for a boy, and then your Ntanako comes as men's. I for me that's a blessing. I can actually choose. You know what? We're planning. Let's go and make house up blue that day. So let's keep this, cut off this, and then keep the other parts.
At a later stage,
I
when
think
the
it's a
child
blessing
is
like
actually
that.
grown, do you actually tell the child you dish?
Buffalo.
But for when that's a sad story. Yeah, well, do you tell the child or
I think I
do you
would.
keep it as a secret?
Would you keep it as I would? I think I would. I'm one person that was open minded, and then I expect people who are around me to also be open minded, but I can't be like that all the time. So I question and I answer a lot of things. So me now, I expect them to me. I understand what you. Okay, we chose this gender for you,
Because
so
it suits you.
probably,
Mhm.
probably there will be a defect masabakhula thina simkhethele ukuthi abe umfana, and then umfana khona sekakhula the child becomes gay, and then I think we would regret it ukuthi you know what, we should have just kept this, ngabe singenzanga anything about it, and then the child would decide later on.
You know, with such things, man, I believe that you can't keep it as a secret, especially Kuma African mothers, guys. Our African mothers have got this tendency, which you do one silly mistake, it's the first thing as of tugangai.
When you know, and another thing
Or you know, as a kid, you're doing something yakanga. That is tattoo. Then there's a long. We understand that, guys. This just
you know, especially in the in an African family, we decided we're going to keep this as a secret. We are parents to baby Abdulente. And then, there's always gonna be that one person who knows in the family. Maybe Aunt Manto.
yeah.
Yay, umntwana kasisi. You know what's anje nanje, and then like umntwana akazi.
Akazi, you know.
Akazi.
And auntie Bado, oh, say makashemse kangcono, as namsiza.
Yeah.
And at that time, Umtwana is standing here. That child doesn't know anything, and you be asking, how can the bakjelanga bazali bakho, you know? So I think that it's you can't keep such a thing as a secret, but rather wait
So we
for
always come out.
Umtwanako to be well matured. I think matured enough to be handled to be able to handle whatever situation. And when it comes to family, keep it as a secret, guys. You know, sometimes we need to accept, like in reality, in the families that we have, you know, not everyone in our families actually wish us well or want everything to go well for us. You understand? So whatever happens, you keep it as a secret between yourself or your spouse or your partner.
Yeah,
You know,
with your immediate family.
yeah.
You know, there's no need yokutshela other people ukuthi kwenzakalani.
Because they'll use it against you, Sas.
That is very much. I think with that, we need to actually need to be able to keep things DT. And remember, not remember actually, you know those cases whereby umntwana is born with HIV maybe because mother's child transmissions and everything. Then umntwana magazalwa, magakhula actually, they grow up taking pills and everything, and they don't know why they're taking pills. So I think that's when you get to learn how to know which stage to actually tell the child what's happening.
I mean, making that example, there is like in my family there is actually a cousin of mine that actually is also HIV positive and getting
Born
sent to
with
Uganda who's HIV positive, right? And she actually kept it away from the family. Whenever she was giving or was medication time for umntwana or maybe badlala nabanye abantwana, playing rough and things like that, she actually sat down with the family and said that my child has sugar diabetes. You know, so there's certain ways that he has to play and everything like that. So you guys should remind me if I don't want him to be playing this enough whereby he's gonna get cut. Because as you guys know that apparently I don't know if you're a person that has a sugar diabetes, if maybe you get injured or something happens to you, it takes time to actually heal and close up. Some don't actually cover up, you know. So that's the story that she actually sat down and told the family. And the family actually believed it. Up until now, the family thinks that the child actually has sugar diabetes. I'm the only person that she actually said, "This is what's happening to my child." You know, so bazumdana is sugar, and that's just how
be
it
like
is.
that.
Because she knows that being a family, bazongenya umntwana.
So tell me, Yolanda, now that you actually mentioned that, obviously she only told you You're here on air.
And I told people, okay. Think
about it.
I can't keep secrets there. No,
How old is it?
no, I was just joking. Guys, I'm 17. Like, they will understand that I'm at work. So I'll tell my cousin, like, I apologize from the bottom of my heart, but I'm at work. Like, I didn't think about it. It just happened.
Cousin, I apologize on her behalf because wow, it happens like that, man. These things happen whereby you're not aware good to your telephone.
Yeah, and then it just happened. Like, and have you guys noticed, if you guys watch his Kim's Ham, pretty always has a way of talking. She realizes after when her mom's like, Izanazo, that yo. Thank you for information. It happens to the best of us, guys. I was too excited and I was talking. It happens to the best of us, guys.
Yeah.
Even on TikTok, I'm sure there's people that it has happened to. Now it happens to them.
And it always does. Nah, I think I'm a blabbermouth at times, Yes, I can keep secrets, but then, when it comes to, I like relating. If
Yeah.
you tell her about something, and I'll be like, you yes, man, you know?
And then you say it like, oh,
You
okay.
realize afterwards, yo,
So it just happens. It happens to the best of us, guys. I think we're gonna actually wrap up each topic here to A and M Sanji, which was people that are born with two genitals, and then we can actually go to the arrive alive.
yeah, road safety
I'm a
tips.
road safety tips.
We are dishing out manje for people who've been hungry. And so Yolanda always says, Guti, we are making the pots
things that make the pots done.
So man, we've come to a point of dishing out Sisya Pagamanje about important information about the road safety rules that people are still neglecting. Even pedestrians, we can't actually blame motorists and everything. And if Abandaba driver, even as pedestrians, we are neglecting when it
Exactly.
comes to
You find a person, I get a Ukosa in an ordinary street, but going to a highway or a freeway to go jump there.
no see them. No una desperation to jump. No. Okasilo jump ko N1.
People do it. Maybe that person was hiking, so now they have to get to another place.
That's the only thing usile Lord. You can't. I mean, they've created those white line tontons before for us to actually cross. We want to go see. No, here abantu badulalana and everything. And then we're now uri we jump at the white line and then we cross in the middle of the road.
But now, Sky, look at it this way. You can be a person that is actually vigilant, and I'm a road signs wako, and I'm a every way to actually keep safe, But it remains like this. None of us know ilangale bad. Anytime is tea time. We understand.
Yeah.
So you find that you are actually on the right, but the car is the one that is actually on the wrong. Then you find people who I blew it. But when my have, and then it happens like that. So what I love about this is in schools, especially primary schools. My primary schools is actually I'm a scholar patrols. Those kids that wear those flashy, lighty things. It's about yeah. And then they hold road signs and everything. For I'm gonna be scholar to be actually crossing and going to school and everything like that. So that's what I like. The fact that they actually educate and teach them at a young age. And it's also important for us as parents to be educating our kids from a very young age about the colors of a robot. Red stands for what? If you're robotic red, this is what you should do.
Green pepper and red pepper, yellow pepper. People be vigilant. And another thing, it's not just in primary school. I think even in high schools,
yes.
they need that. They need those people. And I think but I think I'm at grade 8 because obviously it's for adults.
Primary school, yeah. So road safety tips and facts is do not drink and drive. I think all of us know that. And most of the time, Sky, if you look at it, they turn to be advertising this because of Good Friday, Easter, and the festive season of December. That's where actually it's actually a high increase for my accidents
People
and
travel long distances under the influence of alcohol. Why? Why would driver? Just be a driver and you enjoy it also figure family. Honestly. And another thing is when it comes to not
Drink and drive.
we have Ichibuku ekutshela ukuthi do not drink and walk. People, if you're drinking,
Do not be walking.
do not be walking.
Drink such stuff and go to bed, guys.
Yo.
Drink such stuff and actually go to bed. You know, it's important if you're a person that likes drinking alcohol to read, because they actually write at the back of the corner with the volume of this whatever you're drinking and what needs to be done and everything. So if it says do not drink and walk, then do not drink and walk.
You find
Rather
it in
drink
Chibuku
and sleep. You know, and people need to also obey the speed limit and do not use cell phones when driving. I think the cell phone one is something that can never ever stop, because you find people still holding, especially taxi drivers. You find them driving and then Apple petty phone.
You know, when it comes to something that is parallel to do not drive and text is do not walk and have earphones on. They go loud. They want to keep danger for people, for pedestrians. So what is this? Earphones. So the moon, it has been beeping and beeping. Next, because of earphones. Yo, people, you cannot advise it. It's just this enough.
Another one I'd like to dedicate to Alexander and Tracy's neck is this one. It says ensure the vehicle is actually a roadworthy condition. Guys, I have problems with I'm say Alex. I'm a yeah. You inside the taxi, you can literally see the road when you look down. Guys, there's smoke that is coming out. I mean, you get injured from the moment you enter the taxi. I want to see where you or in that's just how bad these taxis are. You know? So it makes me wonder do they actually even check them? Do they know what this is actually not meant to be driving on the road?
When it comes to that, we want to whenever there's a roadblock, what they do, first thing they do is take Imali and Bapum. Because they know what they're doing is wrong. They taxi drivers know. A disc. Yeah, 1904, guys.
Or I got a license. I think that's actually one of the things that should be made a road safety, to make sure you have all the legal things that are needed. Because if it is expiring and on a license, you shouldn't be behind the wheel in the first place.
Just because you know how to drive doesn't mean you should be driving. I mean, the driving schools, they teach us these things. That's why people fail. That is why when I saw get into, I'll check everything, you just ignition, and then you're gone. There should be things, headlights, they should be wiped. Mongena, make sure your headlights are okay, and then they're travel worthy.
Exactly. And whatever you learned when you were actually doing a license, they tell you you must check the left, the right, the back. Keep doing it, even if you are now a qualified or a proper driver, you know what you can drive. You keep doing, and if you're actually driving a long distance, allow yourself to take short breaks, because guys, you cannot be driving maybe from here to Guyana, and when I one way we're Shosholoza, what? Oh, I'm not happy. Okay, guys, then
now I want to know personally. I'm pretty much sure.
There's nothing wrong with this Guyana. What I'm saying, okay, you cannot drive here from here to Eastern Cape. So
people, our newsreader, she will be with you right now.
Because of the you understand? So you cannot drive here from here to Eastern Cape. And not taking breaks. You understand, guys? So I think we can wrap up dishing out here too, and then we can actually go to the news. And then after the news, remain with us and stay connecting with us. And then let us actually bring you more stories and everything like this. And then let's go to our second topic. And then after that, we are doing what we like to do, which is living, guys. And then after living,
I can't believe we're already in the second hour.
Time flies when you're having fun.
So I think Dinyuku can take over, and then we'll be back shortly after the news.
It's top of the hour. Time for news on iLOVE.melville.LIVE.
23rd of May, and the time is 11 a.m. sharp. And welcome to the news at iLOVE.melville.LIVE. Top stories at this hour. SA expected to experience frequent extreme weather events due to global warming. And security guard arrested after stabbed 3-year-old boy leads police to mom's lifeless body. Climate change expert Fadzwa Mabawudi warns that extreme weather events in South Africa are likely to be more frequent and intense because of global warming. Professor Mabawudi says there are concerns that a lot of people remain vulnerable from latest flooding in KZN. Despite the situation not being as bad as last month, Mabawudi says the country faces major challenges. The frequency and intensity of weather extremes is likely to increase due to climate change. And whilst the impact has not been at the scale of what we saw, the risk profile is what has really escalated the situation, hence the level of 10 warning issued by South African Weather Services. A 29-year-old security guard has been arrested for allegedly murdering his girlfriend and attempting to murder her 3-year-old son. The 22-year-old woman's body was discovered on Saturday, 26th of March, with multiple stab wounds in the bushes near Mapahlane village outside Begersfort, Limpopo. The woman has been identified as Fezile Ngumalo from KwaZulu-Natal. Her family in Emalahleni, Mpumalanga had reported her missing earlier. The investigation had led police to the security guard. He has been arrested and is expected to appear in the Mecklenburg Magistrate Court today. And the city of Johannesburg to host First Energy Indaba today. The city of Johannesburg will host its first ever Energy Indaba at the Central Convention Center today under the theme Reimagining Energy. Energy and policy experts, scholars, and potential independent power producers alongside government representatives will attend the two-day Indaba. The city says it is hoping to partner with independent power producers and small-scale energy generators to alleviate rolling blackouts. Power utility Eskom has admitted that it has failed to find solutions to some of its ongoing problems. These agreements allow Eskom to sell electricity at much lower rates to two of the biggest mining companies in Africa. Eskom says that due to the continued shortage of any generation capacity, stage 2 blackouts will be implemented from 5 to 10 p.m. throughout the week. The power utility says there may also be instances where blackouts might need to be implemented outside these hours. Eskom is appealing to all South Africans to help limit the impact of blackouts by reducing the usage of electricity and switch off all non-essential appliances. And finally, heavy rains delayed Dr. Deborah Fraser's burial. Multi-award winning legendary gospel musician Deborah Fraser's family gathered on Saturday at the station venue in Durban to bid her farewell. The emotional send-off funeral was televised on numerous TV channels, and it was attended by her friends, family, and industrial colleagues. But the singer is yet to be buried. This comes after heavy rains battered the KwaZulu-Natal province again during the weekend. Durban has been bracing itself for more rains, but it seems the situation has come down a bit. As a result, the family was advised to not proceed with the burial after the service on Saturday. In a statement released by her family, the singer passed away on 15 May 2022 at Chris Hani Baragwanath Hospital after suffering a severe stroke. I am Tingo Mashaba at iLOVE.melville.LIVE. Stay tuned.
It's top of the hour. Time for news on iLOVE.melville.LIVE.
Living life, baby. Flowers and a smile, my favorite number to dial. Energy, you and me. We keep it on the down low. We gotta keep the sound low. 24/7, 365. I thank God every day we alive. I'm gonna show it, you're gonna know it. gonna know it when I show it. Just let it take over. This is a love takeover. Sometimes you gotta let it go. You gotta let it flow. Let's talk about love. All about love. You gotta let it go. You gotta let it flow. This is a love takeover. Conversation. Revelation of love. Relaxation is the medication of love, Let's talk about it. You don't gotta say too much. Let's talk about it. I can feel it in your touch. Touch me, kiss me, hold me. Oh, how I wish you remember the time when true love was a crime. Look at Bonnie and Clyde. Now I'm right by your side. Time changes. Time rearranges certain things. Time changes. Time rearranges. Love is a certain thing. I can feel it in my fingers. On my body, it lingers. You've got something to say. Something to say. To make me feel some type of way. Let's talk about love. This is a love takeover. Conversation. Revelation of love. Relaxation is the medication of love, Let's talk about it. You don't gotta say too much. Let's talk about it. I can feel it in your touch. Touch me, kiss me, hold me. Oh, how I wish you would.
And welcome back to Community Connect. Hope you guys are still connecting with us, because we most certainly are still here to connect with you guys. And that was a Let It Go by Stephanie Cook.
Let's move on.
Move on. I need to
Namhlanje.
we're moving.
Move on.
Guys, sabambelela. Sabona ukuthi ukubambelela guys. Asiyesilunge.
We'll
try-
to
Yeah.
slippery.
And then we try to move on. For moving on, yabona ukuthi no. Nala singena khona. Manje we're actually letting it go.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's
Sizobona
fine.
ukuthi siwelaphi after here.
You know,
Sizobona.
thank you guys for still being with us. And if umuntu owazi abantu abazi abantu, people that know people, tell your friends and your family. Always tune to iLOVE.melville.LIVE with Oscar and Yolanda. Community Connect from 10 to 12, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So Now we're actually going to our next feature, which is a school talk. And then today in school talk, we're actually going to be talking about multiracial schools versus public schools.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I feel like with this topic, it links to our topic at Friday, but it's
Racism in schools.
but it's a bit different because right now I think we're kind of rating in a way multiracial schools and public schools services and everything.
Let me ask you a question, Sky. If you are a parent, right, were given an opportunity to choose where you want your kids to go, would you want your kids to actually go to a multiracial school or to a government or public school?
Honestly, I think I would
Multiracial school.
honestly go to a multiracial school, regardless of the racism that's actually high uh, in multiracial schools. But I think I don't want to say the education level is advanced, but your kid is taught from grade 8 until grade 12 how to interact with multiple races. Can be black, white, Indian, Asian, your kid is taught their wuti. No, I'm not supposed to behave black or white or anything. I'm a human being. So neutral. It's neutral here.
So you know what I think? Most of the time when people, if you're a parent that actually went to a multiracial school, right? And then you know how life is. Life changes. Everything was okay with home. And then all of a sudden, things start going sour. Yeah, like you have got financial problems now, And then now people are still looking at the fact that model C wise, your children should also be going to multiracial schools. And at that time, there isn't actually enough. There's no money at all.
You can't afford it.
So we can't actually be stopping kids from actually going to school. So I would actually think that even if you can send your child to a multiracial school, I don't know what it's called, but there is this thing whereby you are a parent and you can't afford the school fees. You fill in my forms, your corner and everything like that, and you send it. I think you send it to the Department of Education or not, and then they're the ones that can actually pay school fees. Or if you're a parent that actually has a child that is brilliant and the child's actually in a community schools, public schools, there is ways of actually taking your child out of that community school and taking your child to a multiracial school because a corner I'm a buzzer it actually pay for almost school fees.
If that's the case, then let's see, you take it maybe to the government or something. I think it should be raising a concern to government because that means that we're not doing enough when it comes to our education in public schools, the educators and everything.
You know what I would say, Sky? I feel like in that term, our government has actually done a lot. I mean, if you guys look back, I'm a public schools, community schools, you used to pay school fees, even if it wasn't that expensive. About 200, maybe 100 rand was money that was expected. But our government actually fought to have education being free, And the great part about these schools, Kuma government schools, is the fact that they just go to school born. They even given stationery, abanye, and then there are those exactly. They get stationery. They even get them a food parcels like not so December. But when they get a little bit of it goes out and they eat as calling them a feeding schemes. So I feel as if the government here too in that role they've actually done a great job, in making education free for all and accessible to everyone.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is very much true. And have you noticed how in movies, when it comes to public schools and um, multiracial schools. So in public schools, they are allowed, they wear their own clothes. Like there's no school uniform. And then in multiracial schools, those top shadow schools, it's uniform. But then I think uniform isn't supposed to actually cover up who's wealthy and who's not.
And one reason I think that we actually opted for this topic is because education is the same, guys. Whether from the Lokshim or from the Masabab, we still do the same subjects.
That's true.
Only difference is if I were to put a person that went to a multiracial school here and a person that went to a community school, I think it's their behavior. The only difference and the accent, the English.
Yeah, they're well spoken, obviously.
Exactly. But you do find children that are actually going to community schools that actually get distinctions that are actually brilliant.
And even their accent is out of the
Exactly.
roof.
Out of the like, you wouldn't actually say so. Would ufunde lokishini, but that's just how it is. So basically, I as a parent would say that as long as my child is actually going to school and they're not at home, 'cause
I
they
think with
deserve
that, Nep,
to be educated.
with multiracial schools, Uguti, for people to think Uguti, no, what's this, education there is more advanced and everything. It's because they are pushed. There's always the extra classes. If you see someone who's a kid is struggling, they advise the parent, later go, you actually pay for that, you know. There's afternoon classes, there's tutors, they provide them with tutors and everything, of which they pay. In public schools, there's no such. Umtanako, was born there anyway.
That's bonnet because the teachers are either busy gossiping, they're busy eating, or they're not there. You know, that's just how it is. So that's why parents always opt to take their kids to multiracial schools because like teachers, they actually care. They are there to actually make your child have a greater and better future, you know, and making sure that they access the great and correct education that they're supposed to be getting. Whereas community schools, you find that you've got a brilliant child who's actually intelligent, but then now there is no correct teachers or any correct resources.
Their capabilities are just not challenged in a way. It's like, I think, in balance love for those things, for horses, what are they called? Those things, those things for horses, man. That they put in. What are they called? Yeah, those things. Like teachers in public schools, that's what I just I get in, tell a panting, put a pipe, and then tell them to write notes, and then that's it.
And let me tell you guys, I'm not gonna say all schools, but what I can say is, I'm a community schools. Like they can make people fail. Shame.
No.
I do not know how, guys. I had a cousin of mine, ne, who actually was in grade 11 from when I was in grade 8 until I got to grade 11, and then he quit. You know, so and like I do not know. And you know what he actually did, and something that I realized. You know, when you go to multiracial schools, we actually had an aptitude test in grade 9 before you actually go choose a subject.
Yeah, it was
so
like that.
That aptitude test actually tells which subjects you can actually choose, like do, you know, so that you know what I think it's fail and everything like that. So in community schools, they don't do our aptitude test.
They don't.
You find a person like my cousin. My cousin did physical science, geography, and accounting, the pure maths. We understand. That person is actually gifted with his hands. He didn't do any aptitude test. Whereby if you go to multiracial schools, you know, maths literacy. That's what maths literacy is called. We understand.
I think people think is that when it comes to choosing subjects and all that, I think if you're not doing, and it's not just ekasi, in schools, if you're not doing physics or e-commerce, you're dumb.
And then you're not.
It's kunjalo ekasi, like if you are wenzi, akudone lokho. Akazibona zithi ngizala lapha kuyo. So I think that's why most learners they opt for those, even though they know this is way beyond my capability, this is way beyond my intellect. Mara basaya ku physics. Basaya.
Uthola umuntu odlalayo in every way.
You know,
lapha ku physical science. And you're asking yourself, like in the geography. And I never understand those people that do such things.
I never liked geography, if anything. I remember back in high school, never from grade 9, if maybe you passed, so you're grade 10, you passed your grade 9 well and everything. They chose, if you passed it well, if you passed it that, that's when they decided I'm not subjects for you. But then if it wasn't normal, you can do whatever. They let you. So what they did, I'm speaking from experience here. What they did was they chose. I chose for physics. I went for physics, for science, and then they were like, so if with these marks that you got from grade 9, what you need to do, you can't do physics with computer studies. I wanted to do physics with computer studies because for me, there was way within my intellect. They were like, no, because you passed well, you need to do physics with accounting. You're capable. Accounting. Knowing very well, back in grade 9, I did not like economics. But if you see what you did
No,
You see, no, it's it's showing me flames now. It's showing me
adding to what you were saying about teachers in multiracial schools actually being there and caring. I remember in grade 9,
Yes.
I did English and the Afrikaans guys. Ingicecebula, the Afrikaans. Guys, we were doing stompy. If you guys remember stompy, ekeni, ekan, you know. So and
I don't know that. What is
my,
that?
your stompy, guys. People, dinosaurs know stompy.
No, it's stompy.
And there was also this book, Snanap.
Okay, it's not about them.
Africans, guys.
I think I've heard of it.
So here I am now. It's actually going to be the 4th term. So in my school, if you're actually struggling with a particular subject, what they did is they would write a possible failure. And you know, it made you feel so embarrassed because it's in that brown envelope and that the you know, and you thinking, then I got that envelope, guys. I was so scared of taking it home. I understand. And then I told my mom that this is what's gonna happen. I'm dropping Afrikaans.
So that was an option. Dropping Afrikaans, was it an option?
Yeah, because I wanted her to actually take me out of this multiracial school and take me to a location, in the stage or something, because now this is what's happening, you know. So my mom was like, no, it's okay. It's fine. So, so my mom was like, no, it's okay. We'll make a plan, you know. So my mom actually had to hire someone to teach me the Afrikaans. And I made it and I passed that year, guys. But let me tell you something, guys.
It wasn't easy.
It wasn't easy. You see, up until now,
I think that
make me write Afrikaans.
personally, from a person who comes from public schools, they offered back in the day. They offered Afrikaans until grade 4. That's when it was stopped. I think it was 2009. It was stopped. Afrikaans was like, no more Goeiemorgen mevrou. It's just English and Juvenic. So now, I get it in multiracial schools. What is this? English is the home language. And then in public schools, it's the first additional language. It's now actually been, I don't want to say revamped or swapped or whatever, but now they offer that as well in public schools. So English is now the home language. And then it's now a first additional language. Which I think that is great. But then, my niece is struggling with English. And she loves Islungo. That kid loves Islungo. But then,
I mean, I was a proud parent last week. My son sent me a message saying, "Mom, I've been trying to call you, but you're not answering." And the English was actually on point.
Really?
Yeah, I was a proud parent. I was like, okay, fun, you know. So
that's when you know you're doing a good job.
Yeah, that's when I know I'm actually doing a good job. You know, I mean, Umdanami goes to a public school, guys. You understand? So I wouldn't really say it's a public. Okay, let me just put it that way. It was a white school, but then now the government actually said that parents need to stop paying the school fees. Then kids can come. You understand?
All right.
So it's actually here in town. So now the level of English, I was actually proud, saying, "Wow, it's not bad," you know, for the fact that he's learning. And then comes my other son, who will tell you, like, when my first son actually, I get to learn English, he takes my phone and does everything. So the second one said,
you know, when it comes to,
and it makes me feel sad, eh?
You remind me of my niece. Honestly, my niece, guys, that's one person. I think when it comes into this story, I'm gonna make examples with her all the time. This girl, so, and then we were like, since we have this long when, Landini today, we're actually gonna be conversing in English. That's what we said. So we all of us were talking, you know, and everything. She kept quiet. She was talking everything that she was using sign language. That was her using sign language. Because Islung is a problem. I'm like, yo, this guy, I need to actually sit down with her.
Kids love English, which is a good thing, guys. Even if they pronounce something incorrect.
Mhm.
I don't think we should embarrass them.
Yes.
Let them say whatever they want to say because we are educating them. Now, why funda? I think even
True.
us as parents, we owe it to them to actually be speaking English now.
And when it comes to the English level or how well spoken a child is, it, I think I'd advise parents to actually let their kids watch cartoons. Cartoons teach kids how to speak properly, how to pronounce things properly. Ongaba vumeli ba bheki takalani sesame
Or
that's gonna be-
Shagala Shaga Zulu,
Mm-mm.
and all of those things. Takalani Sesame, there was
No.
much proper cartoons.
Exactly. That's gonna teach them English, how to pronounce things, how to write things. I think it's because kids, abantwana basendlini, have never been those kids who sit for a TV. They've never been those kids. First thing, strata.
Oh,
Strata is like a way forward. So when it comes to, you see those kids, there are those two kids there from multiracial schools, like Assam, and then my niece is friends with those two girls. You should hear the conversations. I laugh all the time. I'm like,
about you paparing,
why are you doing that? It's happy. That's the two kids. Like I'm doing this. That's my. That's my
but he's trying. She or he is trying, guys.
Yeah.
We should never ever laugh at them for actually.
I don't do that like in
trying,
her face. I'm like this one. No, this one. No, one person. I encourage her honestly when it comes to English. No, whatever you say, it's fine. It's fine, girl.
You'll get there eventually.
Exactly.
You'll
We all
get
started there.
Exactly. So I think we can actually wrap up our school talk today, which was in multiracial versus public school. Then we can go to the health corner year two, whereby we're actually talking about the cervical cancer today. Then after that, we are going to the second topic year two. Yeah. So let's actually talk about the health corner today.
Which is cervical cancer.
Cervical cancer.
Hey, people, it's a serious thing, ne? And I think women, especially us black women, black people, we don't take cancer serious.
No, we don't.
We don't. And I feel like that's one thing that it does not have any race. Ukula does not care how you were raised and everything.
Doesn't. Yeah.
So how does it start? What are the causes? What are the symptoms? What are the treatments? I know one thing when it comes to prevention, which is a pap smear. That's like I remember they told me at ethnic in Legut I need to do a pap smear. From what I heard, I was like, no, I'm good, and it's a necessity, guys.
So Sky, let me ask, from what age?
From the age of 14.
So is it actually for people that are sexually active?
Yes.
So as soon as you start
Yes.
sexually active,
You need to go do pap smear regularly. Oh, guys, from what I heard, it's not comfortable.
no, it isn't. It's very uncomfortable.
Is it painful or uncomfortable?
It's uncomfortable. It's very uncomfortable. But as women, we've got very sensitive. Our body's actually sensitive, so we actually need to look after it. So as much as it's uncomfortable, we can bear with it. I mean, if we can handle our labor pains, we can handle going for a pap smear each and every month.
Rate pap smear and period pain,
No, my period pains are the worst.
and then pap smear and labor.
Labor pains is drama. So
Okay, then I think I can withstand it.
yeah,
If that's the case, I'm actually trying to convince myself to actually go do
it's
it.
not really painful. It's just uncomfortable.
I don't like discomfort.
So if there's actually symptoms to be looking out for a cervical cancer, whereby if you see any blood spots, which can be light spots, and then if a menstrual bleeding is actually longer and heavier than usual,
And
those
the
are the
discharge.
signs exactly that you need to go. If you've got a smelly discharge that is actually dark also
Thick as well.
and then if you're bleeding after intercourse, you can also actually go and have that checked out. I think with cancer, right? I don't know if I'm right or wrong. With the cancer, I think I was taught that the cancer is actually a genetic thing. So if there is someone actually in your family that has suffered or that has been diagnosed with cervical cancer or breast cancer, it is always wise to always have your body checked out.
Yes, it is like that. When it comes to most sicknesses, not like your HIV and everything, something that you get from someone else. Chronic diseases or whatever, they are genetic. If anything, sugar diabetes, cancer. Why would they go when it comes to sugar diabetes, the cancer and everything? you get if Bognomund ending malume or great grandfather or whatever, now you're gonna have it or Ntanako, whoever in the family is just gonna have it.
And with the cervical cancer, it is curable, but it is difficult for doctors to actually ensure that it will never come back again after they've actually found it and actually cured it or treated it, you know. So they just can never give you a guarantee that it can never come back again. So you should actually expect that you might actually have it again, you know.
But that's the thing with cancer. I think it's one sickness that comes back even if you're treated. You know, it can be treated through chemotherapy and everything, but it's gonna look like it's gone. Then it comes back. That's the thing about cancer. You just can't live life comfortably. You need to constantly take care of yourself and constantly go for checkups.
After yourself, exactly. And as women, you know that before you actually sit down on the toilet seat, you need to actually be wiping that toilet seat and always make sure that you also clean. If you're spotting anything that is actually strange, stand up and actually report it immediately to the doctor. I think we can actually close up a health corner. And then the second topic here to today, we're actually talking about women that are always being the mastermind behind evil things, behind in those snacks, which is always true. An example I can give you guys is the fact that if I were to go to a party, no sky, right? And I have a boyfriend, my boyfriend will let him pinch. Yeah? Before even the sky rocks up, he brings bring me a friend of yours. Already I've sold my friend. I haven't discussed it with her. And everything like that. All I'm telling her is there's gonna be these guys. And what I'm saying to her is I'm already brainwashing her because I'm telling her this guy's gonna be there and he has money, and everything like that. That is another way of me actually selling my friend out. I'm actually being a mastermind behind those snacks because I do not know how that guy is actually gonna be treating my
But then I
friend.
feel like such things, what you're talking about right now, has been normalized in a way. It has been normalized actually. Even us women, even me as a guy. Okay, going along with your example, Mong Cherang, there's a guy I know what you're selling me out, but then already when it's fine since they're gonna be the guy has money and everything. We are accepting it, you know.
But if anything were to happen to you, I now actually blame you, don't want to actually be involved in that. Another example we can look at is this in the Bunti was in Pumalanga that happened this weekend. I mean, a woman was actually behind all of this. Imagine a woman who is a mother sees an 8-year-old that comes to her house to come and play with her 10-year-old daughter. You understand? And then starts plotting and scheming.
How do you plot against
An 8-year-old to get an 8-year-old raped? You understand? It just shows how women. I mean, Sky, look at it. There is no person that actually abuses another person like a woman. We women are actually the most abusers. We abuse each other. You understand?
No.
We gossip about each other. I, as a woman, would know that you're suffering, but your suffering would actually turn into an entertainment for me. I'd be telling other women about it instead of me helping you out. You know, me as a woman, actually, I would steal your husband. I know that you have a
As your
husband
best friend.
As your best friend. I'm always like women are also a mastermind, which is why if you guys are watching Uzalo, you know what I like about these stories these days is they actually have a story to tell, like a meaning behind it. Uzalo is currently showing two best friends, Unonka and Hleziphi, right?
Yeah.
Fighting. Hleziphi is actually fighting over a man that was never interested in her, a man that loved Unonka from the start. No, Uganda.
No, okay.
So what she does now, what she did is she goes to a traditional healer, Bamnigi Minti, and is bad mouthing the friend. The same friend that actually called her to say, come work with me. You know. So it just shows you a lot of things that women are actually silent killers. we as women are actually silent killers. We know how to do and hurt people in a lot of ways. So I think we can actually go to a song and then let's connect more and keep talking about this topic after that. Who?
Yeah, me know we talk about them, I go try to make it work, innit? For my children.
Streets on the beat.
Man, I fi put in the work. When me get this, not for myself, but for my children. I better let them have to get in the streets, them no want to bake, so me work for my children. I swear, man, I work hard. Me have to be a good father. Take care of my children. Me have to pay all the bills, them me I go change this story. Them no want to pay, them fi live life even when I'm gone. Me have to change this story. Them no want to pay, them fi live life even when I'm gone. Yeah. Them no want to see the things that I've seen. They don't want to lose, no, them have to win. Go up on a school fresh and clean. Show love to them mama, give them everything. And I go give them a jump start, yeah. Reach from breath, pan a plane, them fi fly. Teach them how to work hard, yeah. Learn how to put food on it. Me I go change this story. Them no have to pay, them fi live life even when I'm gone. Me I fi change this story. Them no have to pay, them fi live life even when I'm gone. Man, I fi put in the work. When me get this, not for myself, but for my children. I better left them have to get in the streets, them no want to bake, so me work for my children. Yeah, I swear, man, I work hard. Me have to be a good father. Take care of my children. Me have to pay all the bills, them me I go change this story. Them no have to pay, them fi live life even when I'm gone. Me have to change this story. Them no have to pay, them fi live life even when I'm gone. Them no have to see the things that I've seen. They don't have to lose, no, them have to win. Go up on a school fresh and clean. Show love to them mama, give them everything. And I go give them a jump start, yeah. Reach from breath, pan a plane, them fi fly. Teach them how to work hard, yeah. Learn how to put food on it. Me I go change this story. Them no have to pay, them fi live life even when I'm gone. Me I fi change this story. Them no have to pay, them fi live life even when I'm gone.
ngawe mini nobusuku injongo zami zinhle njengawe ithemba lami lingangolwandle ngaphandle kwalo akho kwathando yababona mna amajita bethi kwelo iyasina awufanto ubona mna uyasibona nasintombi siyaxesa mandishoti yacilimba ngcwele ngami kandile singangamathesa Lombelo bambo lwami Magati enhlizweni yami Ninethemba sithando sami Lombelo bambo lwakho Suba yeke Thokozisa umoya wami, cela umenzi wakho, hlala uhlezi nami. Nguwe uthokozisa umoya wami, cela umenzi wakho, hlala uhlezi nami. Ngiyatuma kuwe lavi, luvuyo ngaphakathi. Ngawe sithandwa ngibonga umdali, sondela mami isandla sami phakathi enhlizweni yami. Ulotshiwe isithando sami, uyilombela ubambo lwami. Phakathi enhlizweni yami ninethemba sithando sami, uyilombela ubambo lwakho. Subayeke bathethe, abasuba ndizimba njani ngawe lami wona. Yababona bethetha mna, abasuba intoni lothando khalwe ngayo. Phakathi enhlizweni yami ulotshiwe isithando sami, uyilombela ubambo lwami. Phakathi enhlizweni yami ninethemba sithando sami, uyilombela ubambo lwakho. Subayeke bathethe, abasuba ndizimba njani ngawe lami wona. Yababona bethetha mna, abasuba intoni lothando lukhandwe ngayo. Subayeke bathethe, abasuba ndizimba njani ngawe lami wona. Yababona bethetha mna, abasuba intoni lothando lukhandwe ngayo.
Actually, women always being the mastermind
behind
behind into the snacks.
You remember when we were talking about after we came back from that thing called Market Theatre, theatre play, and remember I was telling you, Jorge, in most cases they showcase women to be the ones who are protecting these kids and everything via human trafficking. And then watching this series, that showed me that the people who are protecting these kids, who are apparently providing a safe haven for Banaba, are actually the ones who are actually selling them out as well. They pick their favorite ones to pose as the people who, okay, victims who have been saved.
Exactly. You know, if you look at it, in maybe there's a plot, right? Let's say it's three men. Behind that three men, the story didn't come up with these three men. I mean, it's a woman that always is a master on a master plan. This is what's going to happen, because even if you go in town, guys, the people that are actually robbing people now use women. You find a woman that says, "Please help me with this,"
Yeah.
or a woman is crying, and you stop because you see it as a woman. You know,
You know, another thing is even with not just people who rob you, go town, women who are behind the hijacks and all that and house break-ins. It's scary.
scary.
You're even afraid to go to the mall because remember those scams where a person will drop money and everything, and then a woman will come to you, Maliami, can you please help me go count this money and everything? You trust them because it's a woman, We apparently have this connection. It's an apparent connection
I think-
whereby we trust each other.
I think
But
you know
no.
why. Men always tend to go look for women because they know that women are vulnerable. They know women are actually easy targets. By just offering a 1,000, that woman can actually get someone here and get the person killed over just 1,000 rand. We understand. I mean, I for one was once offered. There was a guy that said, "Are you South African?" And like, yeah, and then he said, "Great, then we can work with you." I was like, "Work with me doing what?" It's like,
How?
what's going to happen is we're gonna be going with a car, and then umkhehle wemoto, like isikoko semoto, right? And then I'm gonna be pretending as if imoto yami is stakile and everything. People seeing that I'm a woman, they're actually gonna be interested in helping me, you know. And then these people, I tell them a story, and then these people that's gonna actually gonna get these people to be sending me money, you know, and it's actually robbing people. And I was like, so, yeah, we're making easy money. We're making easy money with me standing there robbing and telling people a story. That's just how it is. Because people know that
Women are manipulative in anything. Oh, women are very manipulative. So it's easy to get influenced by a woman than a man from what I'm seeing in all of these.
yeah,
So
it
people
is.
get deceived by women. I mean, I saw, sorry for that. So I saw this video that has been trending. Yeah, a woman or requesting a Snapchat.
And then what happens?
But the Uber driver, I think he got help from another Uber driver saying that I've had experiences with women like you, and today, Ushaya Pants, you are gonna go to the bank and withdraw. She had nothing. She wanted to run away. That's like how bad it was. She wanted to run away, and then cops came over. They were actually they were good. She's like, I can't get about the whole get my bodies. They're like, we not want to actually don't actually want to do that. All we want is our money. That's it. And the way they were handling thing, it was like, yo, Mara, I understand, like, the way they were sort of getting, like, this person wants to run away, firstly, and wants to use her body as, I don't want to say leverage, but then she wanted to pay in that way, you know?
I mean, Sky, if you look at it, even people that are actually using muti on other people, it's actually always women that are doing that. You know, you find that your husband or your boyfriend is no longer interested in you. They go and ask someone else out instead of you as a woman fighting that man. You're actually going to be using illegal substances against me to be ruining my life just over a man.
A man ongamshelanga. Your man comes to me and then you are fighting me as a woman. How is that thing? How is that? It makes no sense. Even like even in our families, you try to see the person who's actually dragging it down as a woman. Bazokutshela mafika maybe to traditional healers or prophets who say, "One dog, one dog loy." You know, it's always women.
Because of
Hey, aunties.
Women, guys. And I think we are the ones that are giving these men access and thinking that they have power over us because we don't have togetherness. We don't stand together as women. And as long as we don't stand together as women, men will always be there to take advantage of us. You
Like,
find
honestly.
the next door neighbor yako, is being abused by a man. And instead of me supporting that woman, instead of
I'm
me
going to tell
taking
people.
stand, what I'm going to do is I'm going to
to
actually
gossip.
talking bad about that woman. Yeah, she's doing this and that. That's why the guy can shire because there's a no. You know, that's what we women do. I don't know what you know with guys.
It's bigger than the pants, you know.
Guys have togetherness, guys. You see with guys, which is why umfana kwazi ukuthumela omunye umfana ku-ex yakhe ukuthi ayihambe yongena because they've got togetherness. You know, they can never ever let anyone make them sell each other out. But us,
you know what? It reminds me of the song. I think Zola 7 umngani wakho. I think it says uhlale yazi ukuthi amadoda ayipheli. I was like, that's wrong. Amadoda bangakhona ukuxabana right now and then
and sort it out.
Sort it out. Women, so it's fine. We'll be bickering over something and then pose a fake thing, a fake front ukuthi no, so right. Whilst knowing ukuthi we're not okay. There are still some unspoken words and everything. And then trust me, after then, once you go home, I go home. You enter something. You enter something. It's like it's always women. Yeah, women abakwazi ukuqeda impi. Once nyathela nama-cons, you know what it's a forever thing.
Women are always behind someone's downfall. I mean, a woman who is a mother being the mastermind and getting an 8-year-old killed. It just shows what kind of a person you are. You've got a daughter.
Mind you,
if it were to happen to your daughter,
only 2 years older.
Exactly. When we as women are actually supposed to be protecting these kids.
I wonder what was the motive for having an 8-year-old girl raped and killed. Apparently, the head was chopped into pieces.
Yes.
And what was the motive?
It was actually stated that 4 more other kids were killed in that area by the same people.
And then the same woman was behind all of that.
Say, imagine a person that loves with you
Next
and
door.
looks at you every. I mean, next door neighbor is literally your family. If something bad
Exactly.
happens to you, it's the first person you run to, right?
Exactly.
And then later on, you find out that this is the same person that actually killed me.
Or was the same person who's actually behind the robbery that happened. Utubalekela kuye kanti no, they the mastermind. Guys, yo, the world that we're living in right now is scary because you can't be comfortable with whoever you love with now.
Which is why people need to learn to never trust anyone. I think the world is so scary to the point that you can never trust anyone.
Thing is, a smile can be deceiving. You say with no one. This person, I've laughed with them. I've shared so much vulnerability with them, and then thinking that you can trust them because they gave you that front door. No, it's fine. Tell me everything. You can trust me. I'm there for you. Kanti, it's the same person who's plotting against you. Right?
So that's just how people are.
In our communities, you find women who are leaders, who are in leaderships and everything, in churches. It's the woman who are supposed to be giving counsel to Umamfundis who are actually dragging her down. I feel like everywhere now, where there's just a woman, I don't want to say woman in power, but then where there is a woman, so much wrong can happen because we as women, I don't want to say allow it as well, but we've turned it into a norm to not take care of each other
and destroying each other. I think that we can actually wrap up our topic for today, and then we can actually give out the motivation of the day. After a motivation of the day, we are doing what we love doing the best. Anything that has to be done with living is what we are doing. So today's guy, what I've decided is
for the motivation.
For the motivation is that there are actually two most important days in your life. And the days are the day that you are born and the day you find out why.
What? Wait, what?
Please. It says that there are two most important days in your life.
Mm-hmm.
The day you are born and the day you find out why. I want to Google, guys. It makes
mind
us
blown.
look Leonard.
Mind blown.
Basically, what that means is the day you are born is actually the day you'll always remember and cherish.
You won't remember, but
you'll
then
never forget it. Basically, your mom is the one who will always remember it.
and
And
then she
then
will.
another day is the day you find out why. Is another
Your purpose.
important day.
Your purpose
So
in life.
your purpose in life. The moment you find out why this person betrayed you, the day you find out, yo, guys, I've made it in life. I'm now doing this.
Why you went through this?
Why I went through this?
Why I'm going through this? Why did I meet this person? The day you found out why, ne? But then I feel like it's not just one day. You find out why regularly. Let me just say. You really found out why regularly.
Yeah. So that was actually our motivation for today. We are actually about to wrap up, guys,
And
and
be over
head
to Ine,
over to Unedi to be reading the news for us.
who has been twerking, mind you.
But before we actually go, 15 minutes of fame. Like, we haven't been having a 15 minutes of fame for a long time, guys.
Yeah,
because we
these
talk too
topics
much.
are like
These
bangers.
days. Yeah. So we need 15 minutes of fame. And who do you want to thank?
Zandile gave me this name. I thank myself. I thank me. I think God always. I think God. I think me. I think what am I thankful for again?
For the people that always gave you hope, that always found.
I think
that
we should
courage
have
in
that.
you.
Okay, what are you thankful for today?
Yeah.
Today I'm thankful that I actually made it to the weekend, through the weekend actually. I'm thankful for,
For life,
being here.
above it all, guys.
Yeah.
That's what we're actually thankful for today. Because there's actually people that didn't make it through, with everything that's happening to KZN. So I think that one of the things that we need to do with the 15 minutes of fame is to keep abantu base-KZN in our prayers and to keep ifamily yakaNamhlanje yakaBuhle in prayers as well. And for the remaining anonymous people that are also going through hectic and difficult situations, we are with you.
If anything,
never physically, but spiritually we are with you.
In my prayers at night, I always pray for the people who do not have this luxury that I have. I don't want to say this life, but then the simple life that I'm living there, to other people who are in the streets see it as luxury. And I always pray with God actually protects and helps them. For people who are living in the street, like look at these cold weathers, look at the floods that are happening. For people, especially who are in KZN, who are suffering through this, there are people who are in their houses, then stable homes and everything, and breezing through whatever is happening. And then you find people abahlala estradeni. Pray for them. They are going through the most. They are the ones who actually feel the weather more than we do. So I am one person who always keep people who are less fortunate in my prayers, honestly. And with so much that is happening today, it really makes me think of those last days we were talking about. Uthi, just what if these are the last days? Will I remember you? Will I not? But it won't matter, I guess, in the end. So people pray for whoever is in need, pray for whoever you think is actually is difficult. Yeah, people were smiling, especially the people, someone next to you who you think is just okay. Be prayerful and mindful. I think this is us wrapping up. This is us chimbiring. I think it's about sharing Ngoma because wow, no. Mm-mm. Yeah. So we need to leave people with a song. It was Hamisa. Which is I think you can choose a song. I'm always gonna choose one song. I'm always gonna be choosing that one song of mine. Yes, we need to leave with. We are in high spirits. I'm in high spirits today, even though I'm mad tired, but I'm high spirits. I'm in high energies, and everything. I'd like to think it's aligning for today. So the energies must flow, and we need to be having couch energy. Please. And then after because the song is actually going to be playing after the news because it's now actually 11:58, and our news reader is actually now standing there on standby, waiting for us to leave. Waiting for her 15 minutes of fame. Because she thinks that we've had our share fame of being famous. So there's actually going to be a double play just after that. So guys, do have a fantastic Monday, and let's meet again on Wednesday. Same time, same clothes, same accent, same people, same everything. Nothing changes except for our topic. So we actually want to be having exciting topics, and I think that because today we're gonna guest on Wednesday, I said let's abantu. I know you people like hearing abantu. Yeah, we ask comedian and friends. That's what we do, And I think we're tired of talking, so we actually want to get other people to be talking for us on Wednesday. So do have a great day, guys. And it's kind of good like on a Monday because it's going to be 12 o'clock. So have great lunch and do not forget to always give out to those that actually don't have anything that need, because sharing is after all caring. From Yolanda and Sky, Rekochimbira, Rekodua. Yes, we are leaving on Scan. Yes. I want to read an African very well. Thank you. Whatever that has to be to do with music is what we are doing. Thank you guys. Over to the news.
It's top of the hour. Time for news on iLOVE.melville.LIVE.
In the news this hour, Cyril Ramaphosa racism is still a feature of everyday life in South Africa. And City of Joburg to host first ever Energy in Daba. Good afternoon, I am Nelly Piri. The country has in recent days been outraged at the sight of a white student at University of Stellenbosch degrading and humiliating a fellow black student in a despicable act. There has been widespread anger that such acts still takes place in a country which bitter past like ours, a past which we have fought so hard to overcome. It is more troubling that such incidents are happening at schools and places of higher learning. A number of people involved were born after the end of apartheid. The city of Joburg today is expected to host its first ever Energy Indaba. The gathering will bring together energy experts to discuss the city's desire to reduce its dependence on Eskom and plans to partner with independent power producers. Mayor Mpho is expected to deliver the opening address at the inaugural event. The city of Joburg's first Energy Indaba comes amid regular rolling blackouts that have become the source of increased frustration for residents and business owners. At no point in the last 15 years has the African National Congress been so well placed to wrestle power from the Democratic Alliance in the Western Cape. In what has been the Democratic Alliance stronghold since 2006, the city of Cape Town, with the party winning the city in the 2016 election with 66.7%. It lost almost 10% of the electoral vote and led with a 58.2% majority in 2021. The Democratic Alliance has 386 seats fewer now than it had after the 2016 election, and according to analyst Dewey Scholes, the DA is now down to 54% of the colored vote from 77% in the 2016 election. While this loss of support is largely happening without any help of opposition parties, the DA has not been weak as it has been now, and opposition parties had a rare opportunity to pull the rug under the party's table and possibly to push them into opposition benches or a frustrating coalition. And finally, Pep Guardiola hailed Manchester City's legend as they won the Premier League for the fourth time in 5 seasons after staging an incredible comeback from 2 goals down to beat Aston Villa 3-2. Guardiola's sides were teetering on the brink of blowing the title after failing 2-0 behind midway through the second half in the final chapter of the pulsating battle of supremacy with Liverpool. Report on the weather: Johannesburg is 16 degrees Celsius, Pretoria is 18 degrees Celsius, Vereeniging is 14 degrees Celsius. For iLOVE.melville.LIVE, more news at the top of the hour.
Next time when you take a trip to heaven, please take me with you. Don't leave me. I've never been to this place. I'm on a different headspace. I'm still trying to piece myself together, so please have patience. I sit on this couch like every day, thinking about the things that I can't change. But damn, I just wanna relax, kick my feet and put them on the table. Maybe steal the gold from all the rainbows. What we have is real. We have so much in common. You're definitely someone I would like to go back home with. Turn off the TV. You can play those songs and we can live inside this moment. I swear it feels so infinite. Couch energy and conscious conversation. Best remedy, explore imagination. Couch energy and conscious conversation. Best remedy,
explore imagination. Freeloader's paradise. Please don't ask me for advice. My screws loosen up sometimes. I have a very colorful mind. Don't need no drugs to cope. This is one of those sober notes. I've been rocking the same clothes. I don't even do no squad goals. Television is a trap. I still watch it anyways. I don't really take it serious. I understand it's entertainment. Everything is systematic. Energy so static. Foreplay fantastic. Couch surfing the best way. What we have is real. We have so much in common. Definitely some. I would like to go back home. Turn off the TV. You can play those songs and live inside this moment. I swear it feels so infinite. Couch energy and conscious conversation. Best remedy, explore imagination. Couch energy and conscious conversation.